Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. This time we're going to be exploring Deepawali, and I'm so excited about this one.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It's a festival celebrated not just in India, but all around the world.
Yeah.
And when people think of Deepawali, they often picture those dazzling lights, the fireworks.
Right.
But Deepawali, it's about so much more than just the stunning visuals, right?
Oh, absolutely it is.
It's really a story that's like woven into the very fabric of life itself.
Yeah, it's true.
It's about that victory of light over darkness,
Yes.
good over evil,
Mm.
new beginnings, families and communities coming together to share traditions and just to reflect on, the deeper meaning behind all the festivities.
Yeah, and to kind of share the light and, share all the good things that we have in our life.
Yeah, so where do we even begin with a festival that's so rich in history and symbolism?
Well, I think the best place to start is with the legends themselves.
Okay.
These stories have been passed down for generations, and each one has its own, moral lesson woven in. And one of the most famous ones is about Lord Rama
Okay.
returning to his kingdom, Ayodhya, after 14 years of exile.
Wow. 14 years.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
it is a long time.
I can only imagine how moving it must have been to see his path illuminated by those rows and rows of oil lamps,
Yeah.
Symbolizing his victory over evil.
It's such a powerful image, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the light pushing back the darkness, literally.
Yeah. And speaking of light,
Yeah.
there's also the story of goddess Lakshmi,
Yes.
the goddess of wealth and prosperity.
That's right.
Her birthday is celebrated during Deepawali,
It is.
and it's believed that she emerged from the churning of the ocean on this very day, which is why people clean and decorate their homes during Deepawali.
Right.
They're inviting Lakshmi's blessings for abundance.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to welcome prosperity into a nice, clean, and beautiful space, right?
Of course. Yeah. You want to make her feel welcome.
So it's like every ritual, every custom has a deeper meaning,
Yeah.
story behind it. I'm
Oh.
starting to see Deepawali in a whole new light.
Yeah, and we haven't even touched upon the legend of Lord Krishna's victory over the demon king Arakasura.
Okay.
And that's a story that's particularly celebrated in southern India.
Okay.
And it really emphasizes, that triumph of good over evil,
Okay.
which again is a central theme of Deepawali.
So wait, are you saying that different legends are celebrated in different parts of India?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Deepawali is a pan-Indian festival.
Nice.
And while the core themes are universal,
Okay.
the nuances and the regional variations really add to its richness and diversity.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So how does all of this translate into the actual celebration?
Yeah.
I know Deepawali isn't just a one-day event.
Right. It's traditionally celebrated over 5 days,
Okay.
each with its own special significance and ritual.
5 days.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's more like a series of celebrations.
Yeah. Each with its own unique flavor.
Uh-huh.
So tell me more about these 5 days.
Okay, well, it all begins with Dhanteras,
Okay.
the first day of Deepawali.
Mm-hmm.
And this day is dedicated to both Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Dhanvantari, the god of health.
Right.
People purchase precious metals, like gold and silver on Dhanteras,
Interesting.
believing it'll bring good fortune and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they clean and decorate their homes to invite Lakshmi's blessings.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You want to welcome prosperity into a clean and beautiful space.
Right.
And good health is the ultimate wealth.
That's true.
So the second day.
Yes, the second day is Naraka Chaturdashi,
Right.
also known as Choti Diwali,
Okay.
or Small Diwali.
Okay.
And this day is all about early morning cleansing rituals, both physically and spiritually,
Uh-huh.
kind of preparing for the main event.
Oh, so it's like setting the stage.
Yes.
Creating space for all the blessings to come.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we arrive at the main event, Lakshmi Puja.
This is when homes are ablaze with the warm glow of diyas and lights.
Yeah.
Families gather to pray to Goddess Lakshmi, offering flowers, sweets, incense, seeking her blessings for the year ahead.
Right.
And then as the evening sets in,
Yeah.
the sky erupts with fireworks.
Now that's the Deepawali I see in pictures, though.
Yeah.
Fireworks, the lights, the joy on everyone's faces.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But the celebration doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Wow.
The fourth day is Govardhan Puja.
Govardhan Puja.
Yeah, and this is especially significant for those living in agricultural communities.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Tell me about Govardhan Puja.
Well, it's a day of Thanksgiving, celebrating Lord Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan
okay.
to protect his village from this, terrible storm.
Wow.
It's really about honoring nature and acknowledging our dependence on it. our interconnectedness with all living beings.
Okay.
And some regions even honor animals essential to farming, like cows and oxen.
Interesting. So every day has a distinct focus and meaning.
It does.
What about the fifth and final day of Deepawali?
Well, the festival concludes with Bhai Dooj,
Okay.
a heartwarming celebration of the bond between brothers and sisters.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So sisters perform rituals for their brother's well-being, and in return, brothers vow to protect their sisters.
That's nice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of gift-giving adding to the overall joy.
That's a beautiful way to wrap up such a vibrant festival,
It is.
focusing on the importance of family and love.
Right?
But, I feel like there's a deeper essence to Deepawali.
Oh, absolutely.
Feeling that goes beyond the outward festivity.
Yes.
And I'm eager to learn more about that.
Okay. Yeah, Deepawali. It's a time for reconnecting and giving back personal renewal. It's about strengthening those bonds with family and friends.
Right.
Spreading kindness and generosity.
Yeah.
And really just taking that opportunity for self-reflection and setting new intentions.
So it encourages both outward celebration
Yes.
and inward reflection.
Yes.
What a powerful combination.
Absolutely it is.
So tell me more about that outward celebration, families reuniting.
Yeah, it's a time when families, reunite. They often travel great distances to be together.
Yeah.
There's a sense of gratitude, sharing meals, exchanging gifts, and just enjoying each other's company. It's all about, strengthening those relationships that truly matter.
I can almost hear the laughter,
Yeah.
the stories being shared, the smell of the delicious festive cooking.
Such a special time.
Yeah. And it's not just limited to family, is it?
No, it's not.
Deepawali also inspires acts of kindness and charity within the community.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that.
People donate clothes, food, or money to those less fortunate, making sure that everyone has a reason to celebrate.
So it's like the Festival of Lights.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone feels included, everyone shares in the joy.
Exactly. It's a reminder that, our happiness is interconnected.
Yeah.
And by sharing our blessings, we kind of amplify them.
Right. And, you mentioned that Deepawali is about strengthening bonds, giving back.
Yes.
What was that third element that you had mentioned?
Oh, yes. Personal renewal.
Yeah.
Deepawali, it's a time for introspection.
Okay.
Just like, the new year. It's a chance to reflect on the past year, to forgive, to let go of negativity, and really set those new resolutions for self-improvement.
Like a fresh start.
Yeah.
A chance to embrace positive change and step into the new year with that renewed sense of purpose.
Precisely. It's about lighting that inner lamp, that spark of hope and possibility within each of us.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is all so inspiring, but I have to ask,
Yeah.
with all the fireworks,
Yeah.
the festivities,
Yeah.
how does Deepawali fit in with, today's growing awareness of environmental responsibility?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The traditional celebrations, especially the fireworks,
Right.
they can have an impact on the environment.
Yeah.
But in recent years, there's been this conscious shift towards celebrating Deepawali in more eco-friendly ways.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these eco-friendly adaptations.
Okay, well, for starters,
Yeah.
people are moving towards using plant-based and biodegradable colors for their rangolis.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
considering the traditional synthetic powders, aren't really good for the environment.
No, they're not.
So good alternative.
Yeah, and instead of those traditional DIAs,
Right.
many are switching to energy-efficient LED lights.
Okay.
And, they provide the same beautiful illumination
Yeah.
with a much smaller carbon footprint.
Those are great solutions.
Yeah.
But what about the fireworks?
Mhm.
That seems like a tough one to change since they're so iconic.
It is true that fireworks,
Yeah.
they're deeply ingrained in the Deepawali traditions, but there's a growing trend toward minimizing their use, opting for quieter celebrations with, music, dance, food.
So it's about finding that balance
Exactly.
and honoring traditions and protecting the planet.
Yeah, and these changes, they don't diminish the joy or the spirit of Deepawali in any way.
Right.
If anything, they add a layer of mindfulness and responsibility,
Yeah.
which I think is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's incredible to see how ancient traditions can evolve and adapt to meet the needs of the present.
Mm-hmm.
What does all this mean for someone who maybe isn't familiar with Deepawali?
Yeah.
Why should they care?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Deepawali, beyond its, cultural and religious significance, it holds a universal message.
Okay.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light will always prevail.
Yeah.
It's about the triumph of hope over despair, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance.
Right.
These are themes that I think resonate with everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs.
It's a message that's especially relevant in today's world, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We're facing so many challenges,
Yeah.
climate change, social divisions, conflicts.
Yeah.
Deepawali reminds us that, we have the power to choose light, use kindness,
Yeah.
choose unity.
Right.
And by doing so, we can create a brighter future for ourselves and, generations to come.
It's not just a festival, it's a philosophy for living.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is anyone can embrace this spirit of Deepawali.
Yeah.
You don't have to be of Indian origin or follow a particular faith.
Right.
It's about opening your heart to the values that Deepawali represents.
This deep dive has been so enlightening.
Oh, good.
I have a whole new appreciation for Deepawali.
I'm glad to hear that.
I've gone from seeing it as just this beautiful spectacle
Yeah.
to understanding its deeper meaning and significance.
Yeah, it really is. It transcends boundaries and connects us all through, these shared values.
Absolutely. And speaking of connections, Deepawali is all about coming together.
Right.
Is there one thing you think listeners can take away from this deep dive and apply to their own lives, even if they don't celebrate Deepawali traditionally?
That's a great question. I think it's the idea of finding light in the darkness.
Good.
No matter how small or insignificant it may seem.
Mm-hmm.
Just like lighting a single diya can illuminate a room,
Right.
A single act of kindness, a moment of forgiveness,
Yeah.
or a commitment to positive change can make a world of difference.
That's such a beautiful analogy. It reminds us that we all have that power to be a source of light in the world.
Exactly. And sometimes all it takes is that one spark to
Right.
ignite, that chain reaction of positivity and hope.
This deep dive has been truly illuminating.
Oh, good.
It's given me such a newfound appreciation for the richness and depth of Deepawali.
Yeah,
It's so much more than just a festival.
it is.
It's a celebration of life, of hope, of the human spirit's resilience.
Beautifully said.
And I think we can all take a little bit of that Deepawali spirit with us,
Absolutely.
and let it guide us throughout the year.
I agree.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
I'm left with a question for our listeners to ponder.
Okay.
How could you bring a little bit of that Deepawali spirit,
Yeah.
the light, the hope, the new beginnings into your everyday life, not just during the festival, but throughout the year?
That's a great question to leave everyone with.
Yeah. And on that note,
Yeah.
we'll say goodbye for now.
Thanks for joining us.
And until next time, keep those lights shining bright.